I don't know about wherever you are, but it's a nice rainy day, kind of quiet around here. But I'm Jennifer, your friendly and sometimes silly trauma recovery coach, and today we're going to talk about self forgiveness and why it's important. Um, I personally, myself, could go way down a rabbit hole on this one. I can start thinking about things, and especially after I've been abused. Isn't that weird? I would think about who it hurt in the process, like my children and my family, and then how it was my fault I let somebody do that to me. I mean, you could just go on and on and on, and then you've gone down and you're beating yourself up all the time. I know some of you know what I'm talking about. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about why we need to not do that, and what steps we can take, and just kind of go over those things. So the first thing is, why is it important? Did you know that it can actually help you be more productive? And it can also help with your actual overall well-being just by forgiving yourself for things that you've done in the past. So we're kind of going to go over that, and I want to go over the benefits of it. And you're going to hear some of these, and they're going to sound very familiar, like better, more emotional well-being will be better mental health. Let's see. You'll have healthier relationships. You'll have more positive attitudes. Actually, your anxiety and the depression around that certain situation will improve if you can learn how to give yourself forgiveness. And it's just amazing what all these things that can happen if you take the time to actually forgive yourself. So how do we do that? And I'm going to go past that. So how do you do that? First, you need to rate the offense, okay, in your own mind, where you rate it. Is it something big that affected a lot of people? Is it something that was small? So you need to rate that. That's your, you'll know what it is for you. And then the next, you're going to have to give yourself some grace on this, okay? It's not going to come easy for some of us. It certainly doesn't for me. Like I said, I can start beating myself over the drop of a hat. And then also, if you're going through this and you need to talk to somebody, you need to find someone that you trust that will be lifting you up. Do not go to somebody that will tear you down. And sadly, they're all around you, and they'll be more than willing to. That's not who you're going to go to. If you don't have somebody like that, don't go to anyone then. You can find somebody online. There's groups you can get in, things like that. But definitely go to somebody that you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, will lift you up. Because sometimes you just need to get off your chest. And they can help you get perspective on it also. So be sure to do that. So first of all, we've rated the offense. Then we're going to give ourselves some grace during this. And then we're going to go to somebody that we trust. The next thing is you need to watch how you speak to yourself while you're going through this process. And I have to do this. I have to mentally, physically, really work through my brain how I speak to myself. And I have to be cognizant of it. If I start hearing myself, and you'll hear it if you're working on it, and it won't be just when you're thinking about things that you've done in the past. You'll just hear yourself talking to yourself bad all the time. And that's why you have to be cognizant to that, and you have to actually step away and stop that real fast so that it doesn't keep going on and on. And the next thing is when you are doing that, what you can take that, say you're having a real hard time stopping the self-talk that's bad, turn it and make it a learning experience. Okay, say, okay, what can I learn for this? If it's done, I can't do anything about it. What can I learn from it so that I don't do it again? And that's really, really, really productive. Let me see my notes over here. Okay, now this one's a little different. It's something I've done over the years, and I help other people do. Okay, when you remember the offense that you've committed against somebody else, don't think about how they feel, and don't think about how you felt in the moment. Think about how you feel right now when you're thinking about it. Okay, you need to get in touch with those feelings so that you can recognize those feelings and you can adjust from there. And then if you're able to, apologize if you can, okay? And do the things that you need to do to set it right. If those things are available, definitely take advantage of that, because sometimes all you need is a really sincere, honest apology, and it does a world. I mean, think about it. If it's you, if it's turned around and somebody comes to you with a sincere apology for something you've done to them, they've done to you, I mean, it makes a world of difference. So I think I've got family members coming again. So what do you do if you're having an especially hard time forgiving yourself? Now, I'll give you a little story about this is what I have to do. Okay, when Joseph was going through his stem cell transplants, he really didn't want to do that second one. And I asked him to, and it was horrible. I can't express how horrible it was for what he had to go through. They bring you down to zero, platelets, zero, everything. And they do this with high-dose chemo, and it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And then they rescue you. Okay, so having gone through that, now I see he'll never have a day without pain, ever. I feel guilty at times. Well, I can really go down that rabbit hole, knowing somebody's right there. And we've talked about it. Don't think that we haven't. We have. And of course, he doesn't feel anything bad toward me or anything like that. I feel bad toward myself. So what I have to do is a technique that I learned, and it's called read it out loud, because I always think about a character on Parks and Rec if I say this. It's PERT, P-E-R-T. It's positive emotion refocusing technique. Okay, so what you do is you close your eyes first and you breathe in real deep and where your stomach gently pushes out, and then you let go of that breath real slow and just let your stomach go back in real gently. Okay, and then you do that one more time, do it again twice, and then on the third time when you do that, you breathe that in, and when you're letting it out, you think about somebody you love or something like nature, something that gets you in the state of awe, A-W-E, my accent sometimes, but get you into that state of awe and let that surround you. And it really does work. I've had to use it several times when I start beating myself up, especially for what my children have had to go through, for the abuse that we've endured, and for what Joseph has to go through. I'll take those things onto myself when I shouldn't, obviously, but we're human, we do it. And that technique is really, really good. And if you have oils, lavender's real nice, things like that, and to breathe that in also. But if you don't, you can do this anywhere. I've done it for years, and it's really, really, really good. And I have to tell you today, we will not be having Friday review. I totally forgot. I don't know why I did. I just did. And so I'll do that again next week. So go out there and have a great weekend.